Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, aka the Football History Dude, and I'm here to help you finish your Christmas shopping list and let everyone else over there stiff-arm their competition while trying to fight off that tryptophan on Turkey Night. Now, what we did was we partnered with Rochester Sports Autographs, the largest JSA authenticated autograph distributor in the United States, where you can get up to 75% off over 30,000 autographed sports collectibles during this holiday season. They have something for everyone. But how is RSA able to offer such great deals on JSA authentication, you ask? Well, they do this by making deals directly with athletes so there are no extra markups, and they choose to then pass that savings on to you, the customer. Now, all orders from Rochester Sports Autographs are top quality and shipped to your door with top authentication and a money-back guarantee. But hurry up because customers are so stark raving mad for RSA that memorabilia sells out daily. All you have to do is head over to shoprsa.com/SHN. Again, that's shoprsa.com/SHN. So don't wait to bring home your favorites and own a piece of sports history for you and the loved ones on your shopping list this holiday season.
Now it's time to take a sports break, a look at sports history on a daily basis. Hello, my friends of sports history. This is Darren Hayes of the Sports Jersey Dispatch podcast. Welcome once again to the Pigpen, your place for all things great in sports history and uniform numbers. And welcome to your sports break for November 13th, as we will talk about some of the greatest sporting events in North America on the date of November 13th throughout history, and the uniform numbers of the players that made these great actions and events happen. Now, before we get to that, let's make sure that you know about our newsletter. Each and every day, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, you can get a newsletter, what's going on from the Pigpen Sports, from Pigskin Dispatch, from Jersey Dispatch, our podcast, Orville Mulligan, our audio drama, and everything on Sports History Network. All you have to do is subscribe. 2 easy questions to answer, and the link is right here in the show notes of this very podcast. Now, your uniform numbers for November 13th that we're going to talk about, and there's a lot of them. Numbers 5, 1, 9, 11, 45, 14, 6, 8, 37, 16, 21, 24, 22, and number 27. We're going to start off in a uniform alert, November 13, 1875. This is a historic moment in uniform history. The Harvard-Yale game of football became the first college football contest with uniforms worn by each team. The contest has been noted as the first ever game when both teams donned coordinated uniforms. The teams fielded 15 athletes to a side. The Harvard students, well, they ended up picking a crimson color over magenta as the school color, and that's how they became the nickname of the Crimson. November 13th, 1951, Lefty O'Doul's All-Stars, including Joe DiMaggio wearing number 5 and number 1 Billy Martin, lost by the score of 3-1 to a Pacific League All-Star team from Japan. November 13th, 1964, Bob Pettit, number 9 of the St. Louis Hawks, became the first NBA player to score 20,000 points in his career. November 13th, 1968, a rookie and future Basketball Hall of Fame forward, Elvin Hayes, who wore number 11, scored 54 points in the San Diego Rockets' 122-120 victory over the Detroit Pistons. It was a career high for Elvin Hayes. November 13th, 1968, Bob Gibson, number 45, edged out Pete Rose, number 14, to win the National League MVP in baseball. November 13th, 1973, the Oakland A's Reggie Jackson, wearing number 44, unanimously won the American League Most Valuable Player. November 13th, 1974, LA Dodgers number 6, Steve Garvey, won the National League MVP. And November 13th, 1979, Pittsburgh Pirates outfielder Pops Willie Stargell, number 8, and St. Louis Cardinals first baseman number 37, Keith Hernandez, shared the National League Most Valuable Player award. November 13th, 1985, pitcher Dwight Gooden, number 16 of the New York Mets, became the youngest 20-game winner and ended up winning the Cy Young Award for the National League that year. November 13th, 1991, Boston Red Sox number 21, Roger Clemens, won the American League Cy Young Award. November 13th, 1996, the San Diego Padres third baseman Ken Caminiti, number 21 on his jersey, was the 4th unanimous winner of the National League Most Valuable Player. November 13th, 1997, Ken Gifford Jr., number 24 of the Seattle Mariners, unanimously, he won the American League Most Valuable Player Award. And finally, November 13th, 2014, Clayton Kershaw, number 22 of the LA Dodgers, and Mike Trout, number 27, won the Most Valuable Player Awards in Major League Baseball for 2014. There's your sports history, your sports break for November 13th. So glad you could join us for this little bit of sports history and a glimpse. And he's recognizing these great players and their uniform numbers that perform so well throughout sports history that we remember and love to take care of and listen to and read. If you want to do some more reading and listening to, we'll go to sportshistorynetwork.com. 30 podcasters bring you sports history and all kinds of genres and eras of sports history. I think you're going to love it. Also, our websites, pigskindispatch.com and jerseydispatch.com, as well as orvillmulligan.com to bring you some more great sports histories in just a little bit different light. And till tomorrow, everybody, have a great sports history day.
The Rose Bowl. The game that inspired the college football bowl season has a long and storied history. The stadium itself is 100 years old, and in celebration of it, Pigskin Dispatch is assembling some of the top historians and authors to share the memories, people, and events that make the granddaddy of them all the special game that it is.
That's right. Join me, Darren Hayes, on the Pigskin Dispatch podcast here on Sports History Network or your favorite podcast provider from the end of November all the way to the day of the big game.
Rose Bowl history from pigskindispatch.com.
Sorry, but my pitching coach just called timeout and he's coming out to the mound. I think I'm going to get yanked for a reliever. We'll see you back tomorrow for some more great sports history on Sports Jersey Dispatch Podcast. We invite you to check out our websites, jerseydispatch.com and pigskindispatch.com. Not only see the daily sports history, but to experience the preservation of great events and people that play the games. Find us on Pigskin Dispatch. It's also on social media outlets of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all your daily sports history. Pigskin Dispatch is happy to be associated with the Sports History Network, the sports headquarters of yesteryear, found at sportshistorynetwork.com.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com. Hey there, sports history fan. This is Arnie Chapman, a.k.a. the Football History Dude, and I hope that you enjoyed this recent episode presented by the Sports History Network and were able to learn some good old-fashioned sports history knowledge nuggets. I started the Sports History Network back in 2020 with the mission to help podcasters find a community of like-minded sports history nerds, as well as helping aspiring podcasters to start their own shows. We have a little bit over 30 shows on the network right now covering all sorts of sports history, but as far as I'm concerned, we're just at the toothpick in the ocean moment, that can't even figure it out because there's so much more coming. We wanted to create the ultimate headquarters for sports yesteryear, starting with Podcast Network and our website, but we're going to continue to move into other mediums as well. And here's the cool part, because we want you to be part of our team. So if you're interested in starting your own podcast, or maybe being a guest on one of our shows, or who knows, maybe even writing an article for us over on the website. Seriously, all you gotta do is reach out to us on the contact page over at sportshistorynetwork.com. You can be as technologically savvy as a Neanderthal tapping on a stone trying to figure out this whole hieroglyphics thing back in the day. Again, it doesn't matter, because even if you don't understand the whole podcast space, we have a production team that can pretty much help you out with doing everything. All you gotta do, head over to sportshistorynetwork.com, head to the contact page, fill it out. That message goes right to me, and I'll reach out to you as soon as I can. But for now, dude, I'm through if you're through.